Welcome back to our language learning family. I am so absolutely thrilled that you are here today. I will be your teacher, your guide, and your biggest cheerleader as we journey together through the beautiful Sinhala language. Today, we have a wonderfully practical, incredibly fun lesson. We are going to explore the lyrics to the Three-Wheeler song. If you ever plan on visiting Sri Lanka, and I really hope you do, this lesson is going to be your absolute best friend. Learning how to navigate transport is one of the most empowering things you can do when visiting a new country. By the end of this video, you will have the confidence to easily hire a ride, give directions, and pay your fare, all in perfectly natural Sinhala. Before we jump in, let's go over a few quick reminders. If you have not already subscribed to our channel, please make sure to hit that subscribe button to subscribe. Subscription is absolutely free. Also, remember to click the notification bell so you never miss a new lesson with us. If you have friends or family who love languages or are planning a trip to Sri Lanka, please share this video with them. Also, I highly encourage you to download the beautifully prepared lesson notes available right down in the description box below. In our notes and on screen today, you will notice some special marks over and under our English letters, like little lines and dots. Don't let them scare you. This is the ISO 15919 standard. It is a brilliant system that tells you exactly how to pronounce long vowels and special consonants. Our lesson notes contain deep studies of the words and grammar we mentioned today. And don't forget, there is a companion practice video for this exact lesson to help you practice your pronunciation until you sound like a true local. Are you ready? Take a deep breath. You are going to do wonderfully. Let's get started. Now, before we even look at the lyrics, I have to address a very important question. The must-include question for today is, why is it called a three-wheeler and not a tuk-tuk in Sri Lanka? If you've traveled around Asia, you've probably heard these little motorized tricycles referred to as tuk-tuks. But here's an insider secret. In Sri Lanka, locals almost never call it a tuk-tuk. That is a term popularized mostly by tourists originating from Thailand. In Sri Lanka, because of our history and the heavy integration of English into modern colloquial Sinhala, locals simply adopted the English term and localized it. We call it a three-wheel, or very commonly, a three-wheeleka. The word eka in spoken Sinhala is an incredibly common suffix added to English nouns to mean the or one. So, three-wheeleka literally means the three-wheel. If you want to instantly impress a local driver, drop the phrase tuk-tuk and ask for a three-wheeleka. They will immediately treat you like a savvy insider. All right, keeping that cultural gem in mind, let's look at the very first verse of our song. We are going deep into every word so you fully understand what you are saying. Verse 1 begins with a highly useful phrase to approach a driver. Samavenna, three-wheeleke yanna puluwanda? This translates to, excuse me, is the three-wheeler free? Or literally, excuse me, in the three-wheeler, is it possible to go? Let's break it down. Samavenna is excuse me, or I'm sorry. Notice the line over the A? That means you draw out the sound. Samavenna. Then we have three-wheeleke. Notice the A at the end of eke? In Sinhala, changing eka to eke turns it into in the or on the. So, three-wheeleke means in the three-wheeler. Yanna means to go. And puluwanda, this is a magic word. Puluan means can or possible. When you add the at the end, it turns the statement into a question. So, is it possible? Put it all together. Samavenna, three-wheeleke yanna puluwanda? Excellent! You're already speaking like a local. The driver replies in the next line. Oh, oya koheda yanna one? Yes, where do you want to go? O simply means yes. Oya means you. Koheda means where. Yanna is to go, and one means want or need. So, you, where, to go, want is the literal translation. Now, you have to tell him your destination. The third line says, Mata kotua stationekete yanna one. I want to go to the fort station. Mata means to me, or I in this context. Look at that dot under the T. That means your tongue curls back slightly to tap the roof of your mouth. Kotua is the Sinhala word for fort, referring to the famous Colombo Fort railway station. Notice what we did with station? We said stationeketa. We took the English word, added eka, the, and then added ta. The suffix ta means to. So stationeketa means to the station. Yanna one, want to go. Mata kotua stationeketa yanna one. Brilliant! The driver agrees in the final line of verse 1. Hari, karuna karala naginna. Okay, please get in. Hari means okay, right, or correct. Karuna karala is the polite word for please. It's a bit of a mouthful, right? Ka, ru, na, ka, ra, la. Practice it slowly. Naginna means climb or get in. Now we're inside the three-wheeler, the wind is in our hair, and we move to the chorus. The chorus is all about motion and directions. Wamata, saha, dakunata, kelimma, yanna. Left and right go straight ahead. These are absolutely essential vocabulary words. Wama is left. When we want to say to the left, we add ta. So wamata means to the left. Saha is a formal word for and. Dakuna is right. So to the right becomes dakunata. Kelimma means straight ahead. And as we learned, yanna means go. Wamata, dakunata, kelimma. Left, right, straight. Say them with me out loud. Wama, dakuna, kelim. Great job! Now for the chorus, we're doing something a little bit different and very exciting. We actually have two versions of this song about giving directions. They're almost identical, but there's one very important language secret hidden inside them. In one version, you'll hear the formal word for and, which is saha. In the other version, I use a special ending, the sound yi, to join words together. I want to challenge you. Can you watch both videos and see if you can spot exactly where these differences happen? Let's look at the two phrases we're comparing today. Version A uses the word saha. The phrase is wamata, saha, dakunata, kelimma, yanna. Left and right go straight ahead. Version B uses the yi ending. Wamatai, dakunatai, kelimma, yanna. Left and right and go straight. Now, you might ask, which one should I use? If you are reading a textbook or listening to a very formal news report, you'll hear saha. It's the standard formal way to say and. But if you are walking down a busy street in Colombo and asking for directions, or if you're chatting with a friend, you'll almost always hear the yi ending. Adding yi to the end of your words makes your Sinhala sound smooth, natural, and very friendly. It's like the social glue of the language. Think of it like this. In version A, it sounds a bit like a robot or a book talking. In version B, it sounds like a real person talking to a neighbor. Let's look at another quick example. If you want tea and biscuits, formally you would say te saha biskotu. Naturally, you would say teyi biskotuyi. Can you hear how much faster and more rhythmic the second one is? That's why it's so perfect for our songs. I really encourage you to go back and watch both versions of the song. Listen closely to the rhythm. Which one feels easier for you to sing along to? Once you've spotted the difference, leave a comment below and let me know which version you prefer. Okay, let's move on. The chorus finishes with Api three-wheelekeka yanawa. We are traveling in a three-wheeler. Api means we. Three-wheel ekaka, here we have ekaka, which means in a, indefinite, and yanawa means going or traveling. Remember, yanna means to go, but yanawa is the present tense, going. We are going. Now we move to verse 2. This verse is crucial for your peace of mind and your wallet. Meike mitarayak thienawada. Is there a meter in this? Always ask this question when you get into a three-wheeler in the city. Meike means in this. Mitarayak means a meter. And thienawada is another magic question word. Thienawa means there is or it has. By adding our friendly question marker, the, at the end, it becomes is there? Meike mitarayak thienawada. The driver assures us in the next line, oh, mitarea weda karanawa. Yes, the meter is working.
We know O means yes. Meteraya means the meter. Vedakaranava means working or functioning. Notice the a. That makes an a sound like in the English word cat. So vedakaranava. Sometimes three-wheeler drivers in Sri Lanka can drive a little bit fast, so the third line is a polite request you will definitely want to memorize. Karuna karala poddak hemenjanna. Please go a bit slow. We already know karuna karala means please. Poddak means a little bit. It's a very cute, useful word. Poddak. Hemen means slowly or slow. Yanna means go. Karuna karala poddak hemen yanna. The driver nicely reassures you in the last line of verse 2. Baya venna epa, mama pari samata padavannam. Don't worry, I will drive safely. Baya venna epa is a wonderful phrase. Baya means fear. Venna epa means do not be. So do not be afraid or don't worry. Mama means I. Parisamata means carefully or safely. Padavannam means I will drive. The nam at the end of the verb gives it a future assuring tone. I shall drive. Moving right along to verse 3, you are almost at your destination, so now you need to give specific, real-time directions. Let's not skip a beat. Ilanga handien wamata haravanna. Turn left at the next junction. Ilanga means next. That ng is a special half-nasal sound in Sinhala, like saying the ng in finger very quickly. Handia is junction or intersection. Handien means from the junction. We remember wamata means to the left, and haravanna means turn. Ilanga handien wamata haravanna. The next line says, Den tikak dura kelemayanna. Now go straight for a while. Den means now. Tikak dura means a little distance or for a while. Kelema is straight. Yanna is go. Den tikak dura kelemayanna. You're practically a local navigator now. Then, identifying landmarks is very common in Sri Lanka. Loku gaha gavin dakunata harawanna. Turn right near the big tree. Loku means big. Gaha means tree. Gavin means near or from near. Dakunata, we know, is to the right. And haravanna is turn. From near the big tree, turn to the right. And finally, you have arrived. You need to tell him to stop. Methana navatanna, karuna karala. Stop right here, please. Methana means here or this place. Navatana is the verb for stop or halt. And we finish politely with karuna karala. I am so proud of your progress. Look at how many practical sentences you have just mastered. Now we are at the outro. The ride is over and it is time to settle the bill. Let's look at how to handle this smoothly and politely. The first line of the outro is Gastua kieda. How much is the fare? Gastua means the fare or the fee. Kieda is an absolute must-learn word. It means how much or how many. Even if you forget gastua, if you just point at the meter and say kiada, the driver will understand you perfectly. The driver replies, Rupial pansiak veneva. It is 500 rupees. Rupial is rupees, the currency of Sri Lanka. Pansiak means 500. Veneva literally means becomes or happens, but in the context of money, it translates to it comes to. It comes to 500 rupees. You hand over the cash and say, Menna Sally, Stuti. Here is the money. Thank you. Menna means here it is, or take this. It's the word you use when physically handing something to someone. Sally means money, and Stuti is thank you. What a beautiful word, Stuti. And the driver bids you a warm farewell in our final line. Sadarean Piligannava, Oyata Subadavasak. You're welcome. Have a nice day.
Sadaren piligannawa in a very formal, polite way of saying you're welcome or warmly accepted. Oyata means to you. Subadavasak means a good day or have a nice day.
Wow, take a moment to celebrate yourselves. We have just gone through an entire highly detailed conversation that you can use in real life the very next time you visit Sri Lanka. You learned how to ask for a ride, check for a meter, give left, right, and straight directions, and even pay your fare politely. Remember, don't feel overwhelmed if you can't memorize all of these words instantly. Language learning is a journey, and every single step you take is progress. I highly encourage you to go to the description box right now and download our lesson notes. They break down all these beautiful Sinhala suffixes like ta and ak in and the, with even more examples. And please jump straight into the practice video linked below. You can listen to my voice, repeat after me, and practice your pronunciation until you feel completely confident saying Samawenna 3 eke yanna puluwanda. Thank you so much for allowing me to be your teacher today. If you enjoyed this lesson and found it helpful, please remember to subscribe, share this video with your fellow language lovers, and ring that notification bell so we can continue learning together. Until next time, keep practicing, stay positive, and Oyata Suba Davasak. Have a beautifully nice day. Ayubowan.